This is Orlando Wilson, and in this video I want to talk about route selection. If you're providing close protection services, if you're providing any type of security services where you need to move an asset from A to B, you need to be able to select secure routes. You need to understand what is a secure route. Now, I disagree with a lot of things, but I disagree with a lot of the formal security close protection experts say, where they say you must always take the most fastest and direct route between two locations. I'd say you need to take the more secure route. If I know how somebody has been trained, and you can generally tell how a lot of CP teams have been trained, or what they're using, whether it's Secret Service techniques, Israeli techniques, etc., just by watching them. I can generally predict the route they're going to take just based off their training. I will always say your routes don't want to be predictable. They need to be varied as much as possible. A lot of the official books say don't take lonely roads, etc. I'll say you want to take lonely roads. Why? Because if you're on a lonely road, it's a lot easier to identify if you're being followed than if you're on a busy interstate, a busy motorway. Always check along your routes for facilities. And people go into such things as, again, you need to know gas station, garages, etc. And again, a lot of people are thinking the physical threat, so hospitals, police stations, yada, yada, yada. But also simple things like toilets. Where along the route is there a secure toilet, a clean toilet, where if the client or one of your guys need to use the toilet, they can actually go to? I've got stories about that in another video on use of toilets. But generally, with route selection these days, don't just rely on GPS. Because again, if I know you're relying on GPS, I can plot the route between your location, and if I know the location you're going to, type it into my GPS, I've got your route. Routes where the manpower allows, you should use advanced security to check the route. You should always use advanced security. And this doesn't have to be a guy in an SUV. This could be a guy, a girl on a motorcycle out ahead of you, making sure there's no problems along the route, there's nothing suspicious along the route, there's no traffic accidents along your routes, etc. And again, when they get to the location, they should always secure the location. Also, work out alternative routes. Not only alternative routes, alternative means of transportation. If along that route your vehicle is an accident, are you going to wait for a tow truck to come? Or are you going to pile your client into an Uber, a taxi, onto a train, onto a bus, onto another means of transport, so they can get the hell out of there as quickly as possible, get to where they need to go as quickly as possible? So again, that's just a few thoughts on route selection. Route selection is an essential skill. If you check online, I've got some articles up on, I think, the Risk Inc. blog to do with route selection. I've also got information on route selection on my books, three of which are specifically to do with close protection, and they're up on Amazon. We're going to be throwing up more information on route selection, driving, security driving, etc. in the near future. So follow us on social media. If you have any questions and you're connected with me on social media, feel free to reach out, and I will answer your questions in time when I get the time, so please be patient. So thank you very much for watching. Again, follow us on social media, and again, practice your route selection on a daily basis. Even where you're living, even if you know the area, go over the route on a map, walk it, study it, look for any vulnerable areas, and if you're in urban areas, there'll be lots of vulnerable areas, and that's the best way to learn. Practice, practice, practice. And again, for more detailed information, check the article I've got on the Risk Incorporated blog, and also check out my books. Okay? Be good, take care, stay out of trouble.